Greetings everyone. This is part 1 of the modern Stoicism quotes and sayings to true masculinity. Some of these laws are surprisingly good, and some are surprisingly childish, even laughable. So let's have some fun and enjoy. 1. Accept everything the way it is. Don't wish things or situations were different. Bitching about stuff will not change it. Confront the reality. You can hate bureaucracy, but there's rarely a way around it unless you live in Russia and you have plenty of cash to bribe people. Then you can nag about corruption in Russia, but again, there won't be much of a way around it. You can nag about how women are nasty, or you can make the effort to understand how women are slightly different from men and find out how to interact with them better. You may hate the fact that certain eating habits make you fat, but if you want to be thin, you'll have to go through the trouble of adopting a healthy diet and so on and so on. It's good that this is number 1 on the list because it's vital. This law doesn't mean you just have to accept things as they are and never try to change things. No, this is about accepting that you have to learn how to overcome certain obstacles or principles to get where you want to be. You may wish to live in a system that doesn't require money to pay for basic human needs, but until that gets fixed, you will have to confront reality and find ways to make some money. You could advocate a different economic system on the side, though. This isn't a call for passivity. It's a call not to complain about what is, but to take a good look at what it is and what you can do about it. 2. Take responsibility. You are responsible for your thoughts and actions. Don't blame others for what happens to you. It doesn't empower you, it makes you less constructive and blocks your creativity. It may be true that others have impacted you in very negative ways. Deal with that, perhaps with the help of a professional, but then let the past be the past and take responsibility for your actions. If you take responsibility for what happens to you, you'll feel freer and more empowered, and you'll find yourself more in the now and less hooked on might have been. 3. Go to work on yourself, not women. You cannot change other people, you can only change yourself. To be successful with women, you need to genuinely feel good about who you are. You can fake confidence, but women always see through it at some point. If you want lasting success with women, you need to build confidence first, not arrogance, which is just an appalling shield very insecure men or women throw up. You could say it's the aggressive side of the insecurity coin. The other side is being meek, self-loathing, and overly subservient. Toss the insecurity coin away and build genuine confidence. That means that you are okay with who you are and you don't need to show off, nor do you have to hide or be very invested in what others think of you or pretend someone you are not. 4. Evict your inner wussy. When I bitch or complain about things, I don't feel responsible for them. That might be a secondary payoff for being a wussy. But it is wrong. Stop being a wussy. Figure out what's stopping you and start working on fixing it up. I don't like the word wussy. This law sounds like an invitation to beat yourself up. What's good about it? Yes, complaining won't get you anywhere. Venting helps once in a while, but on the whole, you always have to. 1. Identify the problem. What's going wrong? Is it worth fixing? 2. If yes, what are going to do about it? 3. Go do that. 5. Build a powerful, capable self-image that you love. A picture of you that you carry inside yourself. Get a clear picture of the person you want to be. Ask yourself, am I the person who I want to be? Make it as clear and vivid as possible so that you can feel yourself living it. 6. Move your frame of reference inside. You don't have to get external validation for anything. You should look on the inside to figure out if everyone else is on the right page. You compete with yourself and have to keep things to your standards, not the standards of others. Have an inner focus control. Make the decisions which are right for your own life. Don't worry about how others are affected by them or will perceive them. It is your life and you are responsible for it. So do whatever is right to achieve and live the life that you want to live. This is largely true, though I assume you are not living in a bubble and that you know your decisions affect others as well, and I'm assuming you don't want to hurt others habitually. I would say, follow this law in matters that are close to your heart. 7. Stop making identity meaning out of external events. If others disapprove of what you do, then it is their problem, not yours. Don't try to analyze it much or make a generalization out of it. If she doesn't like you, it is her loss, not yours, or she is a lesbian. I can provide a lot more to her than she can provide to me. I don't like the sound of this law. It sounds very arrogant. Indeed, you shouldn't overanalyze rejection or anything you may perceive as rejection. But to walk around thinking that you can provide a lot more to someone than they can to you is arrogant. Sometimes there's just no click, no need to further and conclude that you are better than the other person. Perhaps the person you approached just had a massive headache today. Perhaps she didn't like your voice. So be it. You're not worse for it, and she isn't either. 8. Eliminate failure by learning from it. Don't attach any meaning to the failure. You have not failed. I am not a failure because something has not worked out. Plus, there is no failure. It is just a lesson you have learnt in how not to do it. Be logical in analyzing things. You will see that the lesson you have learnt would be far more valuable than the cost you have paid. There's no such thing as failure as long as you learn from it, Dixit Tony Robbins. You could take this one a step further and treat everything as though it was a gift. That way, you'll always look for and find a possibility for growth in anything that happens. 9. Compare your progress and success only to yourself, not to others. You have to worry about achieving what you want to achieve. Don't worry about beating other people. Decide your path and stick to it. Run your race. Focus on achieving your own end goals and the results that you want. Compete with yourself, and don't worry about beating others. Improve yourself. Take yourself to the next level. Just don't give a fuck about others. Get motivated by their progress, that they are doing something to achieve it. Take inspiration and learn lessons. Don't envy their status or results. Just focus on doing what is right and needs to be done to achieve your own end goals. Just like golf, compare your progress to yourself and don't worry about others. Just think, did I do the best I could, honestly? I don't encourage anyone to not give a fuck about others, but the rest is true enough. You're not walking in someone else's shoes. Comparing yourself to see who is better is just silly. If you see someone who is in a place you want to be, then compare their actions and the path that took them there and look for learning opportunities. 10. Evolve constantly and consciously. Always seek the next level and paradigm. Keep looking for the next level. You have never arrived. Keep thinking, what is the next level and how do I reach there? Find and be with people who don't give a damn about your current level because they are at a higher level than you are. True. You're never finished. You are always a work in progress. 11. See yourself as high status. Build a high status self-image. Go in expecting that you will be the high status person in the room. Don't care about others because you are the shiznit and the coolest and most awesome fun motherfucker in the room. You are the rock star and will have the attention of others. Make things fun and connect with people. Make people smile and have fun yourself. This one is a recipe for arrogance. No need to go over the top. Make things fun and connect with people, sure, but don't do this for a place. I'm not enough. I must compensate by pretending you're high status. Just make sure you have clearly outlined borders. Don't let people use you and demand to be treated with respect, but don't walk into a room thinking, look at me, look at how high status I am. Please. 12. Stop apologizing. You should never apologize to get another person's approval. It makes people respect you when you know how to apologize at the right time. Just don't give a fuck, truly. Don't seek approval and do what you want to do and just how you want to do it. Insecure people say sorry way too often, that's true. Only apologize when you have made a mistake. Don't say sorry for something you didn't even do. 15. Stop trading status for approval. Be in control, lead. Be the person who is net positive dominant. Let people earn your attention and make them go through hoops before you give them respect. Don't respect people just to make them respect you. Let them earn it. There's of course a basic amount of respect that you give others just for being with you here on this small planet, but otherwise it's true. Don't give people credit for stuff they didn't do in the hopes of getting credit. It's just a case of neediness again. 16. Untangle past, present, and future. Life for now and for the moment. Consider short-term, medium-term, and long-term gratification of everything that you are about to do. Do what is right in the long run. Live for the moment. You always tend to overestimate the future loss or reward. Don't live in fear of something happening. Just deal with it when it arises. Don't worry about solving the future problems before they arise. This doesn't mean blowing all the money you have on a wild night and dealing with the consequences later. Fear in our present society is largely overrated. People these days are afraid to change jobs. They are not dealing with the fear of trying to snatch a piece of meat from a lion. In that case, fear makes sense. Changing jobs is not worthy of being in the tight grip of stomach-rotting fear. If you're living in the West in the 21st century, you run very few life-threatening risks. Enough with all the fear already. It's just holding you back, or you're using it as an excuse to stay comfortably miserable. If you hate a job, quit the first month or even sooner. If you feel like starting a business, start it. If you make it, great. If you fail, great, you'll be a lot wiser and you can try again better than before. 17. Surround yourself with success models, be it people, books, audio, or videos. Get inspired and surround yourself with success and a vision of what you want to be in future. Visualize things. Grow consciously. Don't do anything that is of no use. Focus on success and what you want to achieve in the long run. True, just don't get addicted to listening to your role models and forget to do the work. I see this happening with a lot of people. Yes, learn from role models, but at some point you have to start doing it. The only way to get over fear is to confront it, and no amount of preparation can shield you from making mistakes. Go make some mistakes. You'll learn. 18. Know your path or purpose in life and stay on it. Remember what you are doing it all for. Focus. Remember the 80-20 principle and focus on things that make the biggest impact on you, achieving the goals that you want to achieve. Don't have any distractions. Have a tunnel vision of what you want to achieve. Any man who tries to chase 2 rabbits gets none. Also, don't multitask. Focus on one thing at a time. It is a lot more efficient. 19. Travel. Explore new places and cultures. Go learn from them and meet new people. Expand your horizons. List everything that you learn and implement it. I'm not so much of a travel fan, though I ended up traveling quite a bit. I've learned more from interacting with people I found fascinating than by traveling. So, if by traveling you mean seeking out interesting people, yes, I agree. I'm sorry, but staring at landscapes in foreign countries didn't change me at all. It just taught me I don't care about most landscapes. 20. Every day, find your center, become centered, and make yourself the center. Get in touch with your ideal life. Meditate, learn to control your thoughts. Notice your breath and learn to control it. Make your model and reality as real as possible and make it the center of your life. Well, yes, with all the external input raining down on us every day, and all the messages we get to change something about ourselves by being something, it's a must to keep realizing who you want to be. Carry some reminders with you everywhere you go. 21. Focus on your core skills. Your inner game and tactics will fall in place. Don't always look for instant gratification. Put in the time to learn the thing properly and do what needs to be done. 22. Accept and embrace the transition anxiety as an opportunity to see things from a beginner's perspective automatically. When you do a new thing, you are out of your comfort zone. Do what is right. Don't worry about how you will look when you fail or what people will assume. Just do it if you have to do it. You will learn only by practicing it correctly. Just keep at it. Learn and embrace the transition. Make it a game. Compete with yourself. Anxiety is a natural part of transition. This is true for any skill you may want to learn. 23. Learn to enjoy the process of learning more than the actual result of learning. This is one of the best ways to feel more fulfilled. 24. Teach others every great thing that you learn immediately. If you teach it, you learn it a lot faster and can internalize it much better. Maybe blog about it, have a private mastermind, or talk about it with a friend. As a teacher-therapist, I can tell you that explaining something to others is the way to store a piece of knowledge or a stroke of insight much more solidly than if you just read it or hear it. Apply what you learn. As Bruce Lee is said to have said, knowing without doing is not knowing. 25. Never whine, bitch, or complain, ever. That is just your perception of things and not the reality of how it is. I think he already said that. 26. Objectify your demons so that you control them instead of them controlling you. Something you don't have control over. Don't worry about them and learn to consciously make sure that they never control you. Yes, be very aware of how your mind operates and be honest with yourself. Call a spade a spade. Get good quality feedback on this mental process from people you trust. 27. Become selfish so that you can become generous. Make yourself a priority in your life. Do what is right for yourself and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. Be independent and focus on yourself. You can give more if you take care of yourself first. Remember those signs in airplanes urging you to put on the emergency mask on yourself first, and only then on your child. There's a very good reason for that. 28. Surround yourself with success models and eliminate failure models from your life and mind. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, goes the cliche. Yes, you need success models around you, but I don't think you need to ban your slacker cousin out of your life if you happen to like the dude. Maybe he lives in a trailer, or maybe he's drunk off his ass most of the time. If you like him, why not spend some time with him from time to time? As long as you stick to your goals and your standards, I don't see much harm in this. 29. Keep doing what works and stop doing what doesn't. Don't assume. Try and see what works. Split test everything and stick to winners. Keep track of the lessons that you learn. Write them down and do more of whatever works. If it doesn't work, just eliminate it from your life and mind. They say the definition of madness is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. 30. Maintain your composure. Control your emotions. Be complete and balanced. If you lose your emotions on something, that means you have to work on it. If others freak out, you instead have to become calmer and a cold, calculating machine. This one made me laugh out loud almost. No, you don't need to become a psychopath, a cyborg, or a robot. Just be in touch with your emotions and your needs, and have a strategy to deal with situations that could cause you to panic. Do not become a cold, calculating machina. You're not the head of the mafia. 31. Prove it to yourself over and over that you can deal with rejection. Remember, if a girl doesn't want you, it is her loss and not yourself. You can bring a lot more into her life than she can bring into yours. I am the shiznit. If she doesn't want me, something is wrong with her, or she is just a lesbian. This is a lousy law and shows insecurity and arrogance on the part of D'Angelo. Yes, learn to deal with rejection, but there's no need to convince yourself that there's something wrong with the person rejecting you. This is a little bit in contradiction with an earlier law to not analyze rejection. If someone rejects you, fine. If it's really important to you, you could even politely inform me why. You might learn something. But to go and say, she or he is just not worthy of me, is just a recipe for arrogance and insecurity. Sometimes 2 people meet and nothing happens. That's fine. See law number 1 and just accept that. 32. Learn to sacrifice short-term gratification for long-term success. Do it strategically to achieve specific goals and milestones, and not just for the sake of it. Decide what you need to do and how you are going to do it, and do whatever it takes to achieve those goals, including if it means going out of your comfort zone or making short-term sacrifices. And don't pretend to be doing something. Do it with full focus and real effort. You are not mind-fucking yourself. Look realistically at things. Finish what you start, and be very selective about what you start. Is it really leading you to someplace you want to go? Is that the one thing you should be focusing on right now?